DCA 10 by 10 here at St Paul's. I am joined by Simon Brady from Accelsius. Thanks very much for joining me.
You're most welcome.
Excellent.
Pleasure to be here.
You are the headline act.
Well, I'm last on, so...
That's the headline act where I come from. That's the headline act.
It is. Everyone's got to get through me to get to the bar. That's the way I look at it.
That's the way to look at it. Your speech is liquid cooling, less liquid, more cooling, very snappy. So in about 2 minutes, give us a little synopsis of what you're going to say.
So really, the entire day has really been building up around the challenges we as a data center industry are facing with regards to power, and then first law of thermodynamics is power in, heat out. So cooling is a big challenge. Density and densification is also a big challenge, and Accelsius are kind of here to help solve that problem.
Awesome.
The challenge we've got today is the vast majority of the cooling in data centers, particularly in AI and high density data centers, is air and water, predominantly water or PG25, and that comes with an element of risk. It also doesn't scale particularly well. It's incredibly expensive to put in, and it's incredibly expensive to maintain over a period of time. Accelsius are a two-phase direct-to-chip liquid cooling company, and two-phase effectively means we use a refrigerant instead of water. Has huge benefits with regards to how much energy is used, how much space is required, and a lot of that back-end infrastructure. Plus, it gives us the performance that allows us to deal with all of those high-density solutions, chip problems that we've got today, and gives us runway for the next 3, 5, 10 years.
Oh, right, so you're not just looking at the next sort of 10 to 12 months, you're looking like 3 to 10 years away. That's
absolutely
fantastic.
So if we look today, typically we're looking at around 100 to 150 watts per centimetre squared on our chip. So that's kind of the current GB200 or almost very high-end CPU-type workloads. We know that's going to double minimum in the next 2 years. We're already being told that equates to about 150 to 180 kilowatts a rack. We've already had announced just a couple of weeks ago by Jensen at NVIDIA, they're looking at 600 kilowatt racks in 2027. So the only way to do that is going to be use refrigeration type technology on the chip versus some of the immersion technologies, some of the single phase direct chip solutions.
Awesome. So basically Accelsius are almost future-proofing people's data centers as well, at least for the, let's say, 10 years.
Absolutely. And so we're on that cusp of technology adoption. There's an amazing book called Crossing the Chasm. It's about taking technologies from its early stages into mass adoption. That's where we are, not just in two-phase, but in liquid cooling in general. And that there's been a huge rush to get out there and deploy something that works, and totally understand that. And that's where single phase is today. But I think as businesses looking forward, and if we listen to a lot of the presentations that we presented today, there's this, what are the challenges for that next 3, 5, 10 years? Two-phase cooling is going to be a core component of those solutions.
Awesome. Listen, thanks for your time. I'm going to finish with the 2 questions I've asked absolutely everyone.
Sure.
I know you've talked about long-term. Let me know what you think is the main challenge within the next 12 months. What's right on our doorsteps that has to be addressed right now?
I think number one is remediation of old data centers. Okay. So there's a huge amount of data center stock out there that we've got at the moment. How do I take that from 2 to 5 kilowatts to 100 kilowatts?
Right, okay.
How am I going to squeeze liquid cooling, whatever shape or form that is? How am I going to get the power in there? And then what am I going to do with the space that I'm not using? Because we're going to there's going to be a lot of space. So that I think is probably our biggest challenge.
Okay, and then the nice one to end on. What excites you in the next 12 months? And I've had personal ones on this. I've had someone talk about their golf swing, so you can go whatever way you like with this.
Well, I live in Scotland, so I'm a golf player. I'm
awesome.
a whiskey drinker. And from a personal point of view...
You're just living the dream, aren't you?
I kind of am. There is a new distillery that's been built 3 kilometres from my house that I can probably walk to. So that kind of...
And stagger back from.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited for that. But actually, I'm excited by the buzz that we have in our industry, the growth potential that's there. We talked about some of the recruitment challenges that are coming up and the investment challenges coming forward. I think it's a great time to be in our industry. It's a great time to join our industry. And I think we need to... The DCA is leading the challenge, but that education piece, getting the word out there and getting more people to come and join us in this fantastic place.
That's it. I think we'll leave it on that. That's fantastic. Thanks for your time.
Thanks,
Thank you.